It's 9 o'clock right here in South Florida's Radio Alternative, 88.5 FM, WKPX, Sunrise, Fort Lauderdale, and all of Broward County. Hello everyone, my name is Andrew, and you're just listening to the Freakacast, not WKPX, but that's going to be the topic of today. I'm going solo because, as you were aware, we had the Mishmash episode in part 1 last time, supposed to have part 2, but GarageBand decided it didn't like it and destroyed the whole audio. That's right, it is totally gone. I did my best to try to look through the files and try to save it. No avail. It is gone, lost to the ages, which is a real shame because I was looking forward to it. It had some cool stuff and funny stuff in there. Unfortunately, it's gone. So maybe one day we can rehash some of it and talk about the topics we wanted to talk about. So, in retrospect, certain things, if we weren't happy with the first time around, we have a second bite at the apple. And, yeah, so unfortunately, Matt's also too busy to actually record anything right now. I don't blame him. He's a busy guy at a school. And so I didn't want to just have no content, and I didn't want to just put something up to say, hey, sorry, we don't have it, and then not have anything. So today, I decided, and again, going solo, I'm going to try to keep it not as boring. It's probably not going to be as long either, because it's me rambling, and that's not really fun. And I can't really be funny because there's no one here to bounce stuff off with. I'm also afraid to edit things because GarageBand, again, destroyed the other one, and now it's being finicky. So, what I decided to do was explain a little about my broadcasting past. I talked better back then. I don't know what happened to me. I swear I was better. But you know why I was better? I had constant practice because during high school, and I can reveal this now because I'm not there anymore, I went to Piper High School in Sunrise, Florida, and they had a radio station, a student-run station, and I was part of it the entire time I was in high school. So I graduated in 2002, so you can do the math on how long a normal high school lasts. And it was a lot of fun. I really found my place in school. Before, I was one of those kids who just didn't feel like they belonged, didn't have a whole lot of friends, and I also just didn't feel like I had a purpose. I didn't even know what I wanted to do with my life at the time. Like, that's kind of when you're like, well, I'm going to go to college, sure, but I don't know what I want to do. My aspiration before was I wanted to be a pediatrician, but then as I went along, I realized that was just not going to happen. I did not have the talent for it. I was not good in math ever, so I knew with the amount of schooling I would have to take and a lot of math involved, I would probably not do well, so that was scratched from the books. So I was struggling as what can I do, and I found radio. Ironically, even though I stuck with it, and eventually when I went to Georgia State, had their radio station as well, and ironically, the one in Florida was 88.5 FM, WKPX. In Georgia State, it was 88.5 FM, WRAS. So it was kind of fun to do that again. And I had a lot of fun doing it. I had a lot of interesting times, really enjoyed being on the air. And this is why I still podcast. This is why I podcast, because I always wanted to do it. I tried really hard after college to get into radio. It was just too hard to market. I went a whole year without even hearing back from anybody. I applied to Clear Channel. I applied to the other ones that were around. Nothing. And I got frustrated and eventually just went to teaching. But because I still had a love for broadcasting, that's why I podcast. That's why I like the spoken word and interacting with people. And there's a lot of people that really shaped who I would become, and some great friendships grew from it. And you're actually going to be hearing bits of it today. I actually found my mini disc. How many of you even know what that is? But that's what we were using back then. Mini discs, CDs. Thankfully, no cassettes or 8-tracks. Thank God. But yeah, we did have a reel-to-reel player. We didn't use it ever, but we had one. It was always something of a mystery because it took up space. We didn't actually. We maybe had a couple reel-to-reels, but I don't think we ever used it. I think the entire time I was at the school, I never saw it working or on. So again, I wonder if it's still there. I really do. But yeah, rather than hear me ramble on and on, I'm going to play for you some clips. I have my mini disc player hooked up to a small speaker, so I apologize if the audio is bad, and trust me, the audio was bad the time we recorded it, so bear with me. And again, I'm going to try to keep the edits at a minimum, and we'll play some tracks, and I'll talk a little bit about it afterwards. So the first one I'm queuing up because it decided to fall asleep on me. Come on, wake up. You can do it. You know you want to. There we go. You can hear that thing squeal and whine.
Is this on? You know, everybody's always saying you're really close-minded. You only listen to one type of music. You only go to one type of show. You're the boss of me now, and you're not so big. You're the boss of me now. You're the boss of me now. You're the boss of me
That was our original opening for my show, Not Real, which was, other than the normal school hours, day-to-day, which responsibilities include on-air DJing, studio maintenance, and then training other DJs, potential DJs, and such and so forth, and reviewing music to be played on the air, because we were not only under the thumb of the FCC, like all radio stations, but we were also had to answer to the school board, so we had extra restrictions on top of that. So no swearing of any kind, with the exception of words like damn and hell. Those were okay. But normally in FCC rules, drug and alcohol uses are okay for the most part. And the subject of death is okay for the most part. And that includes murder and such and so forth. As a school, high school, none of that. So no references to any drugs or alcohol of any kind, and no references to murder and death. Although I think the exceptions to that are if you're singing about the loss of a loved one and it's not about oh, and I killed them good, which that's not a real song, but none of that. My show focused on, and it wasn't just me, it was my friend Wayne and later Derek. I think he showed up in the maybe second or third airing of our show and just stuck on because we just had an instant chemistry with each other. So it was punk, alternative rock, and comedy. I manned the comedy portion because I was a big Weird Al fan and a big They Might Be Giants fan. And that's when I was introduced to Wally Pleasant and Kenny Young and the Eggplants. I'm sure astute listeners know who that is. And what was fun was we got to edit a lot of our stuff, and because we focused on comedy, we also tried to do skits, things of that nature. And I'm going to let you listen to one of our promos we did. Here it goes. Nope, doesn't want to. That's trouble with old technology. I think I have to actually hold the power button on this one. Oh, isn't outdated technology fun? It says you can fit 4 CDs on one mini disc. I highly doubt that. Oh, here it goes. Oh, no, that's the old one. Hold on. New closing. This is a closer.
It has come to our attention that Not Real has come to an end. I wasn't kidding. Okay, that's next week. With me, Andrew, on comedy. Me, Derek, on alternative.
And me, freestyle on the punk.
Quiet, you.
You leave him alone.
Hey, don't make me get on, y'all. What are you going to do about it? Okay, now that they're all done, please tune in next week, every Tuesday from 5 to 7, on 88.5 FM, WKPX. Hey, you guys are losing food.
And hopefully now it'll play. There it goes. No, that's the old closer. I want the promo. There we go.
Are you looking for the best in punk, alternative, and comedy music?
Who are these guys?
Then look no further. Not Real plays it all and chases its tail.
Don't listen to Not Real.
So join me, Andrew.
You're a loony.
Derek.
Why won't you guys listen to me?
And the craziest guy I know, Freestyle. Only on WKPX. What are those numbers?
1, 2, 5.
No, it's 88.5 FM, WKPX, every Tuesday from 5 to 7.
I just don't like the nights who say neat.
And now, no longer the night to say, me, now the night to say,
Actually, we'll play that one. This is one I did as a, I guess I'm talking about radio terms. An opening, you can piece that together. A closing, you can piece that together. A promo, there's basically like ads, commercials, to make people aware of your show. Mine being not real, not just mine, but everyone else's in that little trio. So we want you to listen every Tuesday, 5 to 7. This is a liner, as we call them, which is basically to help break up the songs if they don't exactly mesh together. So this was one that I made. Maybe. Let's see.
WKPX. You, quiet, you, music. 85 WKPX. Always playing stuff that's good.
Alright, so those are a couple in a row. And I'm going to play our original promo, the one that we made before Derek joined the group, because you had to have a promo for your show. And I still like it, just because, I don't know, it's different. Here it is.
Don't adjust your radio. We have full control. We do? Yes. Now be quiet. I am Andrew, my partner is Freestyle, and you must listen to Not Real. Wait a minute. If it's not real, then what are we doing? No. The show is called Not Real. But if it's not real, how can we have it? Oh, you're hopeless. Tune in to Not Real, the best and only punk, alternative, and comedy show here on WKPX. I still don't get it. So tune in every Tuesday from 4 to 7 right here on 88.5 FM, WKPX.
Interesting. He says 4 to 7. That must mean, that must have been during the summer. Or something along those lines. Interesting. I didn't remember that part of it. But then again, this is a couple years ago. Wayne's a good dude. He's married now, and I'm going to tell him about this. I don't even know if he listens to this or not, but hearing his name and hearing some of his voice and some of these old silly promos and bits and bobs we used to do, I'm sure he'll want to hear that. I'm currently looking. One of the things we like to do, because we had comedy, was we kind of had the free reign. Like, that was the overall tone of the show. So because of that, we were able to get away with quite a bit of stuff. And one of the things we did was we had skits and little characters that we'd like to do. Oh, the jazz man, he was funny. Basically, he had a deep voice and would repeat, like, the last word someone would say. Here's a sample of it.
Call us up 572-1335. 1335. On Not Real, 88.5 FM, WKPX. KPX. Must you repeat everything? Everything. Where dancing hamsters pop out of the walls, you're listening to Not Real on 88.5 FM, WKPX.
I like that one, too. Alright, I'm trying to find one of the ones we also did was a one bit was called Haggis's Corner, where Derek would put on a Scottish accent and rant and ramble about certain things, and I, as Winston, a Englishman, would cut him off, and we would have it out for a bit, and then I would eventually cut his mic off, and then we would turn to the show. We also had a skit, and I'm looking for it, trying to find him. Oh, I gotta play this. Mike will like this. My friend Mike, we got him into the studio one day, and he has the uncanny ability to coo like a pigeon. So we decided to make Pigeon Man as a liner. This is also one of my favorites. I'm gonna turn the volume up just to make sure you hear it. All right, here goes.
Look, up in the sky! It's a bat! It's a plane! It's a flying ship! What? No, it's Pigeon Man! You're listening to Not Real on 88.5 FM, WKPX.
I love that. Anyway, one of the ones I'm trying to find here is The Adventures of Captain Stinky Pants and his sidekick A-E-I-O-U and sometimes Y. That's me. Yes, I can still do it. Basically, it's just me as A-E-I-O-U and sometimes Y, so it's basically a high-pitched squeaky voice. Derek would be Captain Stinky Pants. I don't know where we got these names. And Wayne was the narrator. And I'm trying to find this skit. Where is it? Anyway, one of the bits I had was original compositions, which basically I would write down ramblings. Essentially, it's funny, years and years later, I would come to find out I was basically doing Mad Libs without actually making Mad Libs. Basically, I would write what would eventually a Mad Lib would become without actually knowing it. So imagine a blank Mad Libs. Hopefully I don't have to explain what Mad Libs are. And basically make that up as I went along. Although I would usually write it out beforehand. Man, I really wish I knew where this track is. Let's see, what else can I ramble about? What is H1? I don't remember what H1 is. That's probably Haggis 1. I don't want to play any Haggis yet, because some we made as jokes, like that would never ever air. And others we can definitely do. Like, I see one that says joke, so that means it would not be suitable for airplay. We had a... there it is. There's Captain Stinky Pants. NFAP, which is shorthand for not for airplay. NIR, not in rotation. Those were things you cannot get away with. Anyway, here's the first, I believe, Captain Stinky Pants. And these were fun.
It's now that time again. No, it's now time for the crazy fun adventures of Captain Stinky Pants and A-E-I-O-U and Sometimes Why.
That's me.
We find our friend A-E-I-O-U and Sometimes Why
That's me again.
cooking morning food of some sort when there's a knock on the door.
Making breakfast, making... Hello, who is it? It's me, Captain Stinky Pants.
Just then, a crash came through the window. Our friends go to see what made that noise.
Look, a brick bird. I think he's hurt. No, I think it really is a brick.
Then Captain Stinky Pants finds a white folded thing that seems to be attached to the brick with squiggly lines on it.
It's a note, you idiot.
Oh, right. Hey, wait a minute. Who's telling a story here?
Sorry.
Alright, Captain Stinky Pants now reads, and I quote, it seems to be from the Tattletale. We now find our friends in the sandbox, where a small person is playing.
It's not Spandex. Oh.
Alright. I can't take any more of this. Please join us next week for another crazy adventure of Captain Stinky Pants and A-E-I-O-U and Sometimes Why.
That's me.
Oh my god, I totally forgot about that one. And it's the first one, I should have remembered that. But we had for the longest time two running jokes about me going, "Mommy!" really loudly, and then, someone would have, eventually go, "Scary Man in Spandex!" Oh god, I wish Wayne was here. He would love to hear some of this. Anyway, we had at least 3 or 4 of these. And I'm just going to I think they're in a row, so let me go ahead and play them.
With the latest from the Associated Press, I'm Andrew.
Nope, that was not it. Well, there we go. I was wrong. There it is. Captain Stinky Pants, Episode 2.
It's now that time again. No, it's now time for the crazy fun adventures of Captain Stinky Pants and A-E-I-O-U and Sometimes Why.
That's me.
We join our heroes in a hot air balloon, when suddenly, it pops.
Ow. I landed on my teeth. It hurts. Ow.
Alright, this is where the narrator's supposed to come in.
Oh, right. Sorry, I was on break. What'd I miss?
The whole part with they fall and...
I think I broke something.
Quiet, you. Right. We now find our heroes in a dilapidated work shed.
Hey, y'all don't be calling my place dilapidated.
Hey, wait a minute. Whose story is this?
Hey, this is Farmer Brown time. Hi, I'm Farmer Brown. I figured they give Haggis his own time, so it's Farmer Brown time. Hi, I'm an Aquarius.
Can we go now, please? He's scaring me.
Please join us next week for another crazy fun adventure of Captain Stinky Pants and A-E-I-O-U and Sometimes Why.
That's me.
Oh my god, that's another one I totally forgot about. I forgot about Farmer Brown, which was Derek's southern accent, southern drawl, if you will. I don't think he was as frequent as haggis than some of the other ones he did, but still really, really funny. A lot of good times. I mean, we were so stupid. So damn stupid. This is a blast for me. I don't know about you guys. Me rambling to myself at a computer, listening to an old mini disc that is really loud when it loads. Anyway, here's the third. It might be the last. I don't know if there's a fourth one. We didn't get to make too many of these, just because time restraints and the difficulty of it. Anyway, here's the third one.
It's now that time again. No, it's now time for the crazy fun adventures of Captain Stinky Pants and AEIOU and sometimes why.
That's me.
We join our heroes in the living room when there's a knock at the door.
I'll get it. Hello.
My name's Ross.
Where are you?
My name's Ross.
What do you want?
My name's Ross.
What are you doing here?
Ross, my name is.
Well, at least we know one thing. Water is wet, and his name is Ross. His name may be Ross, but he looks like a big dummy. Freestyle.
Quiet, you! Please join us next week for another crazy fun adventure of Captain Stinky Pants and AEIOU, sometimes why.
That's me.
Class, turn to page 80.
Okay. Now it's time. I'm gonna replay that one. That was the class turn to page 80 was not part of Captain Stinky Pants, but I'm gonna explain what a PSA is. For those of you who are not aware of what broadcasting is, public service announcement. Because we were again owned by the school board, and in a school we were technically an educational nonprofit station, so we had to put public service announcement (PSAs) student made out. And here's one of them. I think this is probably one of the better ones we made. And what's difficult to explain and trying to get people's mindset is we were using CDs and mini disc players and some very outdated sound equipment to make these things. So it wasn't like we had computer editing like we have today. That would come later. I'm sure they have a much easier time now because WKPX is still ongoing. It's still there, still running, over 30 years old. And I was there for some of it. I'm quite happy about that, actually. They just had a reunion, I think. Wish I could have been there. Mr. Farley Dog and Swankster, awesome. Wonder if you were there. I don't know. Anyway, I forgot what I was going with this. Oh, yes. So we didn't have the sound editing technology like we have today. So we had to do basically anything we had to make that was, at length was we had to keep it simple because there was no such thing as going back and putting things in post. You couldn't add music to things once you're done recording it. So basically, the more complex you made it, the really harder it is. So it took a lot of timing to get it right. So you basically had to run through lines, say it perfectly, and also have somebody working the controls if you wanted to add music and effects. So this is one that took us several tries to do, and we have some great outtakes of it. However, I can't play it because of the nature of this show. Maybe one day, if we have the Freakacast uncensored, I'll play some of these things, because again, Wayne was no stranger to cursing and swearing. I have a very funny story we can tell you about that. Hopefully I can get him on the show one day, because he'd be a good person to talk to. But here it is. This is their PSA about ADD, of all things.
Class, turn to page 80. Billy, are you paying attention?
Oh, look at the pretty squirrel.
Billy!
Huh? What? George Washington.
Billy, what's the matter with you?
I have ADD.
What's ADD?
Attention deficit disorder can cause people to focus only on things that interest them, and disregard less interesting things.
What's for lunch tomorrow?
Experts estimate that ADD affects 3 to 5% of school-age children and 2 to 3 times as many boys as girls.
ADD can cause academic underachievement,
Me fail English?
a lack of social skills, and an inability to stay organized.
If you'd like to learn more about attention deficit disorder, visit www.surgeongeneral.gov. That website, once again, is www.surgeongeneral.gov.
This has been a message from all your friends right here at WKPX.
So about 49 seconds. And that I remember that one in particular took quite a bit of work to do. And I'm trying to see. I see plenty of outtakes, which I, again, can't play. I'm just cycling through this old mini disc here. This is my production mini disc, the one I actually care about. Some of the other ones, I actually still have a bunch of them that I had put music on, thinking that I guess the thought process at the time, the reason why we have this is that the the cassette overtook the trying to think of the thing. I said it earlier, I can't think of what it was. Basically, it was 8-track. There you go. 8-track got overtaken by cassette. Cassette got overtaken by CD. And so the thought was, because you can fit more space on a mini disc, technically, they thought the mini disc would be the next thing. However, what they didn't realize was digital. Digital came. This is still running on the old technology here. It's just smaller. It's still a disc. Nowadays, we have things like iPods, which can score way, way more than this old thing ever could. So, while this was just a kind of failed bit, that just didn't work. And I don't even think they make these anymore, to be honest with you. So, it would be tough to find this again. And I'm stalling for time, obviously, looking through this thing, seeing if there was anything good. And there's Radon. I don't want to play that one, because those were kind of bad. Well, the one was actually even though it didn't work. Yeah, you know what? Let me go back and play the first Radon one, if it's the superhero one we did. Let me try it out.
Hey, Andrew, what's going on at your house? Hey, Anthony, I'm getting my house checked.
No, not that one. That was the boring one that they did not approve, even though I thought it was better. Let's try this
Hello
one.
everyone, I'm Andrew, the host of...
No, I don't like that one either. Now, you know what? Who cares? I sure don't. That one's not funny. To you too, little player, that I have to jam the power cord into to make sure you don't die. Are you telling me that's the end? Maybe. Let's go back some. So there was one that we could play, maybe. Actually, I'm gonna go to the very first track. This is gonna be really loud, so be prepared. This is my friend Steven with his trademark yell. Be prepared. It's gonna be loud. It's gonna be very short. And here we go. That was we used as our censor. So if anything we wanted to cover up lyric-wise, that we wanted him to play on the show, and there was just like maybe one thing that was wrong with it, we would record that over so that you couldn't hear it. Ghetto, I know, but necessary. And I'm stalling for time again, I know. Trying to think what else I could say about WKPX. I had a lot of good time. I actually won, technically, I won 2 awards, which I wasn't even know I was in the running for. The first one was Most Improved. It was like during my second year, I believe, in high school. And for the first half of it, I was struggling just to adapt and get better at it. But by mid-year, I had really stepped up my game. I took on some responsibilities in the station. And I got Most Improved because I really truly earned it, because before I got it, Miss Swank confided in me in saying, we didn't really know you were going to make it here. You just weren't confident. You didn't know what you were doing. You were just, very reluctant to get on air. But I came to my own. I really took stride and really tried to improve myself. And it worked. And I actually was amongst I wouldn't say I was the best. Nowhere near it, because there was certainly plenty of people better than I ever was and would ever be. But I was certainly among the better ones, I would say. I was certainly reliable, because I would always show up, always be on time with my things, and I would try really hard. And the second award was, again, this one's sort of one like couldn't help but get because I was there the entire time. I was given the Spirit Award for Spirit of WKPX Award, which basically said, hey, you were here the entire time you were in high school. You stuck with it no matter what. So, good on you. And I have just a lot of good memories. I don't think there was any horrible thing that I can say about it. I mean, there was so much fun we had during the shows. Let me see if I can play this. I wonder if H1 is clean. I'm so scared to play this one. You know what? As much as I like Haggis's Corner, which I thought was one of our best bits, I don't want to play it because I know there's one that we should not ever play. All right, I'm going to play another PSA for you. Maybe this is a good one.
Oh boy, I got a new plant. I'm going to take care of it, water it, and give it fertilizer, even though it smells funny.
3 weeks later.
Hey, what happened to my plant? It's all dead.
The reason your plant is dead is because you did not take care of it, and that's lack of responsibility.
Responsibility is something you learn at a very young age. It includes doing your job you get on time and not forgetting.
It also includes keeping your word and accepting the consequences when you don't. I think I learned my lesson. Thanks. But who are you?
Don't worry about that.
This is brought to you by your responsible friends here at WKPX.
Wow. I remember that one. We were pretty much all sick during it, and I don't think it made it to the actual on-air, so that's one that kind of stayed with us. Here's one labeled Joke Time. I remember we used this maybe once or twice, and wasn't our long-running gag thing, but it was our little intro that we did. And, we can pause.
Joke time. Joke time. Joke time. Joke time.
The children are right to laugh at you, Ralph.
That was a quick one. And, alright, here's one more promo. Not promo. PSA I think was actually a good one. One that was definitely approved. Here it goes.
A lot of people think that teens are up to no good.
They call us slackers and disrespectful. Yeah, they think we're selfish punks.
They think we're juvenile delinquents.
The fact is, many of us are doing something about preventing crime in our communities.
The most recent polls show that 59% of teenagers volunteer their time to programs that make their communities better.
So start an after-school program of your own, or join an after-school program that already exists.
For example, Boys and Girls Club, 4-H, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, YMCA, YWCA, or Campfire. If you would like more information, you can visit www.weprevent.org. That website, once again, is www.weprevent.org. Or you can call the National Crime Prevention Council at 202-466-6272. That number, once again, is 202-466-6272.
This has been brought to you by all of your helpful friends right here at WKPX.
And you can tell it was the 90s because Linkin Park is in the background of almost all of the old promos that we had. Not just ours, like pretty much everybody's had Linkin Park and what have you. Alright, I'm going to play one of the Haggis's Corners. I think this one is safe. So, let's try this one out.
And now, Haggis' Corner.
Oh, hello, it's that time of the week again. I'm Haggis, and this is Haggis' Corner. Today, I would like to talk about the holiday season. The holiday season is a time for rejoice and happiness to all. However, Haggis is not happy during the holidays. Haggis has been exiled of his family for 27 and a half years. Haggis has lived long and hard without his family. Haggis? Is that me, Mama? Haggis? That's me, Mama. I love you, Haggis. I love you too, Mama. Oh, it's a Christmas miracle. Thank you, not real.
Alright, I believe now that I actually do remember these two. because we recorded 2 holiday ones. That was our first attempt. We didn't like it, so we decided, you know what? We can do better. Let's do this one. I think this also is a clean one, so joyfulness, we can play this one.
And now, Agnes's Corner.
Hello, it's that time of the week again. I'm Haggis and this is Haggis's Corner. This is a special holiday edition of Haggis's Corner where I will address all the issues that concern the holiday people. Now, Haggis really enjoys all of the holidays. He loves the menorah, he loves the Christmas tree, and he loves the Kwanzaa. Haggis is a big fan of all people and all holidays. Except for that Farmer Brown and that Winston. I can't stand that Winston. I tell you, every single week he comes in and interrupts me. Alright, this is supposed to be where Winston comes in and interrupts me like he does every week. Ah, this just in. Winston won't be interrupting me this week. Ah, cool. Alright, I got all this stuff to say and what? Ah, they're telling me it's time to go. So that means Haggis's Corner is over. So happy holidays to all and to all. Ah!
I love that. I remember that one because that was another happy holidays to all and to all. It was great. Really good at rolling the R's, which is why that works so well. Anyway, I could go on rambling all night, but I think I played you all the choice bits. I'm sure there's more that we could do, but honestly, it's just me talking to you, and that's kind of boring. It would be really helpful if I had someone else that I could talk to about it. Maybe a future episode I can get Wayne on, because again, I think he would really enjoy it. He would definitely dig it. But until then, I have no earthly idea what the next Freakacast episode will be. Hopefully, we will get on that. So I'm sorry that the second half of the Mishmash episode is gone. It sucks. I'm not happy. I was not happy about it. Trust me. You can find us on the web at afelson1.wordpress.com. That is afelson1.wordpress.com. We're on iTunes and Stitcher. The theme song is from songstourpantsto.com. We made a video a while ago, probably a year ago now, for the intro. It still holds up, I feel. And, yeah. I guess there's nothing left for me to say other than freaks out.